Hello everybody, hope you're doing fantastically well. It's Conor here and we are back with another One Leeds video. Yes, Leeds United losing yesterday 2-0 to Manchester United, the nemesis, the arch rivals. But improvements in performance. Skubala, I thought, set the lads up extremely well. I thought we looked very, very regimented. I thought we looked very disciplined. I thought we looked very good, to be honest with you. And I think we were very, very unlucky speaking to Man United fans this morning to come out of that without anything. I thought, really, a fair result would have been 1-0, either their way or our way. Leeds were impressive, really impressive. And that's what I've seen with the Skubala way over the last two games. I still think there's lots of Jesse Marsch isms within this side, which I think are positive things, because I do think Jesse Marsch didn't get the results, but he did leave some good things on in this Leeds United side, you know, with decent press. Funneling the ball obviously through the middle. You'd expect Leeds to be a little bit stronger through the middle now because of that constant pushing, you know, get the ball through the middle, play it through the lines. You'd hope that Leeds are able to play those balls through the lines a little bit more proficiently now after Jesse Marsch's leadership and managerial style. When you look at it, however, yesterday, I cannot understand people who are saying it was too Jesse Marsch, it was too this. It wasn't Jesse Marsch for me, apart from the little isms that we're referring to there. I thought it was expansive. I thought Leeds United were defending in a way which didn't utilise a consistent press. We were letting them have the ball, which is where Man United struggle. And I thought overall, Leeds did really, really well. And Harrison was used as that main press merchant, but he'd do it at the right points. And I thought that was very different to what Jesse Marsch would implement when it came to unit pressing. So yeah, overall, I thought Leeds were much better. Now, Schroeder, who we've heard, Alfred Schroeder, is allegedly going to be coming into Leeds. He was at Ellen Road yesterday. Loads of people saying he was Erik ten Hag's guest. That's rubbish. He might have attended the game because, you know, he was Erik ten Hag's mate back in the day. Obviously, he took over from him when Erik ten Hag left at Ajax. But formerly, he was there to watch Leeds United, as he's probably going to take charge prior to the Everton game. I don't really understand it. You've got the best club in Holland when it comes to finances, when it comes to, obviously, major honours won in Ajax, and Club Brugge, a massively successful side in Belgium. Both sets of fans didn't want him there. Apparently, his man management skills are horrific, which is the reason that one of the reasons that Jesse Marsch was brought in mid-season. One of the massive tick points and advantages last year was his man management skills. And trust me, everybody, at this point right now, you know, you get people like Sean Dyche coming into Everton. One of the number one things that you need in your arsenal as a coach is to lift those players, to bring them up. You know, what if a hypothetical scenario Willie Gnonto doesn't take to him? If he's that bad with players where there's reams, Daley Blind probably being the top one at Ajax, where him and Schroeder had a shouting match in the middle of a game against, I believe it was Heerenveen, where Daley Blind was asking him for a little bit of clarity, apparently, in the changing room at half-time, and Schroeder started shouting at him and then wouldn't let him back into the starting 11 or the squad or whatever it was for the remaining games of the season. So it sounds like he doesn't like to be questioned. He doesn't seemingly, from what I've read, enjoy an open forum when it comes to the players giving their opinion, which is something that Jesse would encourage. He doesn't play a similar style whatsoever to what Marcelo Bielsa did or Jesse Marsch, so it's a completely deviation away from everything that we've known. And what I liked about Skubala is he's almost kept the Jesse Marsch-isms in certain aspects, but he's also put his plan on it, and he seems to be decent within the changing rooms. From what we heard in the first Man United game, he welcomes opinions from the leaders in the squad. And he just made tactical tweaks, as he said in his press conference. And I'd understand Leeds going out and employing a manager who is, you know, in an advanced level to someone like Skubala. But Skubala's been coaching since he was 23 years of age. You know, he's worked his way up. Obviously, we knew he was a PE teacher a long time ago. But he's worked his way up in the ranks. You know, when he came into Leeds, he had to interview in front of several people and got the job. You know, when there was other massive coaches who came in for the role. So he's done okay. He's done okay, Skubala. And I'd feel confident with him going into the Everton game. I really would. Let the centre-backs have the ball, let Tarkowski and Cody have the ball, press at the right moments, and just be calm, composed and assured, which is how I feel when I listen to Skubala in a press conference, I feel calm listening to him. He's not overzealous, doesn't say things that, would get him into hot water. He's just very sharp and concise and intelligent. And I like it. I really do like it. And you can tell on the pitch the players are working for him. And I just feel like he'd get the best out of this side with the options available at the minute. I don't think we've got many options. Gallardo's rejected us. Iriola's not able to speak to us. So clearly what Leeds are trying to do with Schrouder is put him on a temporary contract and then in the summer go for Iriola. But there's no point if we're in the Championship. There's no point. So they're taking a massive gamble. Why not just stick with Skubala if there's no better options available? Someone who's worked within the club, someone who knows the players, instead of going out and getting a manager like Alfred Schrouder, who has a history of irritating players, irritating fan bases, and not being able to convey his message. Why would you do that at the point that we are at? I don't understand Victor Orta. I don't understand his method here. It seems a method of madness, and I hope I'm proved wrong. Of course I do. I hope Schrouder comes in, because he's evidently going to come in and starts hitting the ground running, and Leeds are able to really distance themselves from the drop zone. But I don't see it. And as I say, once again, hope I'm wrong, but I do not see it. And this is the guidance and the stewardship of the club, which I've been questioning for a long time. They clearly have been binned off by many of the targets. And you might say, well, Conor, what option do they have? They've got an option there, ready-made. The Leeds have played the informed side in Europe. And we've stopped a 13-game winning run at home where we should have won the game the other night. And not only that, but we've pushed them yesterday to a level where, maybe they've not been pushed in quite a large period of time when it comes to teams in and around the bottom, because they're just beating everyone at the minute. But, by 78 minutes, we were well in the game. And unfortunately, Scuba's changes did put the pressure on us a little bit. But that came down to options. We've got no real options off the bench at the minute. Matt Rocker, Strauch, Sinistera being in that squad. Rodrigo would have made a big difference there, and hopefully in the next coming weeks we're going to get Rocker and Sinistera and Strauch back and all this sort of stuff, and that would have given maybe Skubala better options coming off the bench. But I just think this Schrouder one's it's a massive problem, and I'm hoping that the club are going to take a little bit of a back step on it. I'm hoping that they've maybe looked at Skubala and thought, yeah, let's go with him, a calming head, an assured head, who seems to get it right and seems to understand the message. I know it's only been 2 games, but I really like what I've seen. If you were in the stadium, I've got mates who were there. I couldn't make it yesterday. I'm going to be there, hopefully, for the Everton game away in Southampton at home. If you were there in the stadium, my mates were texting me and saying this is completely different. How Leeds are even set up, completely different. A key note is when Luke Ayling gets the ball on the right-hand side. It's been switched over to him, about 30 yard pass, switched over to him. Then Ayling gets the ball, switches it 50 yards back out to Nonso. We are not doing that under Jesse Marsch. So as I said, the intricacies of Marsch are still there, but I like the expansiveness. I like how we're not going hell for leather on a press when it comes to defending. We're letting them have the ball. I do that at 5-a-side. Sounds ridiculous. But if you tear arse in across the pitch on 5-a-side and 7-a-side after people, you get knackered. You lose your shape. They're able to pick through the lock, really. Pick the lock, I should say. And that does translate to 11-a-side as well. You've got to be a little bit more composed and know your role a little bit more. They seem to know the roles at the minute under Skubala. And as I say, contextualise it. This is the best team in Europe when it comes to forming Man United at the minute. And we were unlucky yesterday. I thought we actually played better yesterday than we did at Old Trafford. And we were unlucky at Old Trafford at points, I should say. So for me, give it to Skubala. And I hope they do take a back step on this, because I think as I say, if you're getting a better coach in than Skubala, fine. But it doesn't seem like we're doing that. It seems like this guy's going to have to come in, implement his plans. He plays a completely different style to Marsch, completely different style to what Bielsa did. So we're just going to be in the throes of maybe confusion once again at Leeds United. And it's not for me. I think you need to keep it simple going forward, and you need to be a good man manager, which this guy clearly isn't. Guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Fascinated to hear your opinions on this one. The Patreon link's in the description below if you want to get some additional content. The debrief will be back this week. Don't worry, we can't do it tonight. That's my fault. But maybe tomorrow or the night after, and we'll go through everything Leeds United. Okay, everyone, as I say, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.